Welcome to the Mapei Academy podcast. Today we are here with Mr. Arnold Dix. He is the ex-president of ITA, that is International Tunneling Association, and I'll just request him to give a brief introduction about himself because as the world knows him, he is one of the tunneling celebrities and he is here today with us, which is a very big achievement for us. May I just ask Arnold, please, help the audience know a little bit about yourself. We all know who you are, what you do, but just a brief introduction will, help the audience know you better.
Well, firstly, thank you for inviting me here. It's always a pleasure to speak with my colleagues. And Mapei is a company well known to me, and so I didn't hesitate.
That's very kind of you. Yeah.
And the reason for that is my career is focused on everything underground, and construction chemicals are an important part of how we make those underground places safe. And why am I so interested in that? Well, my life starts out as a mining geologist in Australia, and then it branches into law, which is very odd in itself. And then that all leads to tunnels. And then I found myself at the Twin Towers collapse, looking at what happened under the 9/11 buildings and how we evacuated people through the tunnels out under the Hudson.
Whoa.
And then that led me to so many different.
Yeah, because I read in your signatures that you wrote as barrister. I was very curious to know about that part.
Yeah, so I'm a real live barrister, and I'm still a barrister. But how I like to think of it is in my science and engineering is truth.
Okay.
And in the barristering is justice. And I think that for infrastructure, particularly underground infrastructure, there's elements of truth and justice, because what we build is to enable our peoples to have a decent life. And that's like a justice question.
That's true.
And, here driving around Mumbai, if you can call it driving around Mumbai, my God, like traveling at 2 kilometers an hour, that's not fair. That's not equitable. And so we of the underground can transform the lives of billions of people. So that's really what I do. I'm very practical, and I help us, because you're part of the team, to make a better world.
Yes, I think we all are aware of the efforts that you've put into the underground industry, being a part of the ITA, being not a part of the ITA as well. So yes, your contributions are very well, known to us. And just about the geological part of your background, a little bit more if we can know about it, how you started from the geological aspect, then got into the tunneling.
So in Australia at the time I did my undergraduate degree in geology, mining, and still is, mining is a huge industry in my country. So my training in geology and mining geology included all elements of stability and underground stability, slope stability, all of those sorts of things. And that research and work took me to the Range uranium mine in the north of my country. And there I conducted research on the stability of tailings dams and other aspects of pit mining. And then just between us, don't tell him. Just between us, I got into a little bit of trouble because my research suggested some of what the government was saying and some of what the environmentalists were saying was not true. And that's actually why I did law, because I was so troubled as a young scientist engineer in truth that I went across and studied justice as well.
You practiced also?
Yeah, absolutely. A partner in 2 of the world's biggest law firms. So I'm former partner at DLA Piper. I was also a partner at Maddox, and up until recently was special counsel to White and Case. So it's really interesting because mostly no one knows that. But how that impacts what we do in the underground is, you know what, actually the most important thing, and I think particularly here in India right now, is the contracts.
Yeah, absolutely.
Because if the contracts are unfair,
Yeah.
then the project can't do what it has to do, because if the ground conditions that are actually encountered aren't as expected, or the support isn't performing as anticipated, there's not the contractual mechanisms to do adjustments. So this then throws the projects into claims. And so actually, even though no one really thinks of me like a lawyer,
Yeah.
this is where I think some of the greatest innovations for the efficient, high quality, cost effective delivery of infrastructure in India are
Definitely.
actually in the law.
Yeah. So
But yeah,
contractual bindings are a very important part of the construction industry right now. Yes.
yeah, really, really important, because I need the client to know that when they encounter conditions that aren't as expected,
Yep.
and when the support isn't performing as expected, they could get on the phone to Mapei, right? Say, guys, you've got a solution for me,
Yes.
and that there will be a commercial mechanism
Right.
where they can be rewarded. Whereas I think at the moment there's a lot of stress on projects. If things don't go according to plan, they become very stressed very quickly. I've noticed the bidding on projects,
Yeah.
like the lowest bids are so low.
Yeah.
Like, how can them, like there's low,
Then
and
there
then
is
there's
negative load.
negative low.
Yeah.
And that tells me that either someone has made a big mistake,
Yeah.
or they have a strategy.
Yeah.
And the strategy is not going to be nice. It's going to be an ugly strategy.
Yeah. That's true.
So that's how law ends up. But I don't let that publicly be seen so much,
Yes.
because I'm interested in the final result.
Yeah, because we have always seen you as a tunnelier,
Yeah,
always there at the job site.
Yeah, I'm at the job site. And it doesn't normally help for people to know that I'm also a lawyer, because then they'll be thinking, who is this guy? Like, what's a lawyer doing here on the job site? Blah, blah, blah.
Yeah.
That's why I don't talk about it. So this is, there you are. You've extracted something from me, a secret. And
I'll be exciting a lot of things today.
okay, I'm hanging.
As we chit-chatted a couple of days back, I got to know a lot about you, a lot of things that I'm sure the world doesn't know about you, the site. So if you don't mind, we'll just put some light on it. Like, yes, we know Arnold Dix as the tunnelier.
Yeah, tunnel guy, I think.
Tunnel guy, yeah.
Tunnel guy, yeah.
So how is Arnold Dix outside the tunneling industry?
Outside.
Yeah.
Oh, well, outside the tunneling industry, what's not commonly known, I really enjoy driving trucks. And so when I'm at home and I'm not doing extreme tunneling, in our local community, if they're short of truck drivers, they know they can ring me.
I'm sure you have a driving permit for that.
Of course. Heavy combination. So the big trucks. Now, can I just say,
Sure.
for anyone who's listening,
Yeah.
I don't think I could drive one of those Ashok Leylands that I see here on the road. I can drive trucks, and I've been driving them for a long time.
Yeah.
But my hat goes off to those men who are driving some of those machines I see out there on the roads, in the mountains, difficult conditions. They would be hard work.
Definitely.
So I'm, for here, definitely I'm not truck driver. But in Australia, I love it. Yeah, I do truck driving, and a farmer. Also, I do farming.
Right. Back in Australia.
I do farming really, really badly,
Oh, that's great.
because I keep getting called away to help with projects.
Yes, we know you have been traveling across the globe, helping the projects, helping the people in stress. And you've been a part of a lot of global projects, the iconic ones. And we've seen you a lot of times in India also. I remember the first time I met you was in November 2023, back in Uttarakhand, when there was a tunnel collapse of Silkyara Bend Tunnel. I think that was the first time I met you. And then ever since, like, we have met a couple of more times at the conferences and all. But yes, you've been a frequent visitor to India. Would you like to tell us something about how you find India? Like, you've been here, I think, how many times?
Well, I hadn't been very often until Silkyara.
Yeah.
But since Silkyara, I think I'm Indian now.
Yeah, I see that. I noticed that. We all have it.
Yeah, and this is actually from Silkyara.
Yeah.
So actually, I have three. I have one from the priests that put one on at the portal.
Okay.
Then we built the little temple.
Yes.
During the
Right to the
there. So the priests, and then one from the priests on top, up at the Baba Boknajai temple on the top, and one from a temple in Australia when I returned. And so, yeah, it's my. So some people in Australia think it's fashion accessory. I was like, nay, this is not fashion accessory. This is special, actually, to me. This is my connection to life and death and India. And I visit 1.4 billion people,
Okay.
fourth largest economy in the world, soon probably to be the third. So ascending, literally one of the great superpowers of the world. But poverty is still a big issue here.
It's prevailing, yeah.
And so it's not even just convinced, I feel it, that we, the tunneling people, it's our time right now, right here, to help the people less fortunate to actually get alive, to be able to go to work in a reasonable amount of time, to have access to clean water, to have access to sewage, to do the things that in many parts of the world are taken for granted. And then it's the need of, it's the moment. It's like, it's right now. It's not teach you in school that in 5 years' time. It's now. And so I feel drawn here to help with that in some small way.
So, Arnold, we were talking about your first visit to India. That was like the first time I met you was at Silkyara in 2023. You've been to India before that?
Yeah, about 20 years before that, I was asked to come up to the Terry Hydro project.
Okay.
There's some very difficult conditions being encountered there with convergence in a cavern.
Okay.
And I remember, as the much younger version of me, much more arrogant, much more I know everything kind of version of me.
Yeah.
And I went up to Terry and I saw convergence like I'd never seen before. And I saw rock bolts getting fired out of the rock like they were like javelins in the Olympics. And so I was asked what my advice was. And literally, my advice was run away. I was totally terrified by it. I had never seen that sort of active ground condition on such an extreme.
Okay.
And I actually didn't know what to do. And so 20 years before Silkyara, I had been humbled by the Himalayan geology. I actually had already had my, I'll call it my baptism or my whatever, where I knew that if these mountains were not happy, if we didn't have equilibrium, we were going to be in a big problem. So fast forward.
So your first encounter with the Himalayan geology was back at Terry Hydro.
Terry Hydro. And somewhere there's some pictures of a very young, very thin me, actually completely overwhelmed by what I found. So 2023, November, I get a call.
Yeah.
And I get a call from the chief engineer of India. And he asks me what my thoughts are on a collapse that he's having to go and assist with up at Silkyara. At that stage, he didn't have much information. So I said, can you get me some information? So he took a helicopter, went up, got some photographs, came back, and then sent them to me. And I had a look at them and I said to him, this is looking really bad from my perspective. And he said, oh, well, what would you suggest? And I had some ideas. And then it was just on WhatsApp, like with my phone, just WhatsApp call. And he said, oh, can you explain that to my colleague? And he spins the phone around. And it was, as I understand it, advisor to the Prime Minister.
Okay.
And my advice was, if we have a choice between going fast and slow, we should go slow.
Okay.
And if we have a choice between hard and soft, we should go soft. Because this actually makes me, because what I could see was to my eyes, not only had there been a catastrophic collapse, but I didn't think it was finished, even from the photographs. And you recall we were both there.
Yes.
The collapse had not reached an equilibrium. It was still collapsing. Although no one talks about that, it's moving.
Correct.
And if we even had a big earthquake event, or we were stupid enough to put a big machine in there and
cause some more damage.
Then we could trigger potentially an unzipping, literally unzipping on the side we were on.
Correct.
Out across us, killing us, and across where the men were on the other side. So they said to me, could I come and give a bit of a hand? I said, okay. And that's it. It may come as a surprise, but there's no contract, there's no job description, there's no what I have to do or what I don't have to do. It's not a commercial arrangement. It's purely voluntary, and it's to help.
It's just about showing up.
Show up. Just show up. And so I set about fighting my way to the top of the Himalayas. I was in Europe at the time, and so I headed to India.
I remember when we came there, you were already there, and we were opting out on more than one method to, rescue the people who were stuck there. How difficult was it for you to take that, decision on which technique to go ahead with? Because I remember clearly that we were following more than 3 or 4 different technologies to, get the breakthrough done.
Well, firstly, I should say thank you to you, because I remember when you came, and I think you had to be there to understand the atmosphere. And you were there, I was there, and we all knew how this could end.
Absolutely.
Even for us.
Definitely.
And again, and yet, as it is, we all look after each other. You look after me, I look after you. It's not about whether it's Mapei or it's about us helping each other.
Exactly.
And I think there was this deep connection between us all and the 41 kids who are stuck on the other side. And they're just kids.
Absolutely.
I know sometimes people say to me, why do you call them children? I'm like, because they are. Because they're young people from villages, usually villages less fortunate, usually in the south, who've come north for some money to support their families. So, and because I work all around the world, I've been involved in recovering their bodies in other countries before, because also they travel. They're in the Middle East, for example, which is where I've encountered them before. So we had multiple concurrent plans.
And we were all very nervous about all of them.
Yeah. And I wasn't the boss. And I never, even when I was there, I never, like a bully or making a big noise, and for people who weren't there, I say to them, the way we all work together as men and women, remember the India Coal was there, the India Geological Survey was there, everyone was there.
Almost everybody, yes.
Yeah, it's like almost like if it wasn't such bad circumstances, it was the ultimate Indian tunneling conference.
Absolutely.
Anybody who was anybody was there.
Absolutely.
And there was no room for people who weren't working. We weren't observers, we were actually working. And again, for anyone who wasn't there, please keep your opinions to yourself. Unless you were there, you have no understanding of what we were facing.
Absolutely.
We had the vertical drill coming down. In fact, we had 2 vertical shafts coming down with the possibility of the rescue pods coming down from above. We had the possibility of coming in from behind with an excavation from behind, but we rejected that because the tunnel on the other side wasn't very good either. We had the TBM launch from the side. We had the augering, which we were involved with the augering. We had the conventional mining style intervention, which we were building all of the components for if the auger failed. We had the auger, which was failing all the time. And apart from that, we didn't really have much on at all, did we?
Yeah.
Apart from all of
Yes.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
But I remember when I was talking with you and initially made the call to Mapei, my recollection was when I rang, it was exactly like the phone call that had been to me, which was, could you help?
Yes, absolutely.
And I think that part of how it worked, how we got the job done, people don't understand. This was not about business.
Yeah.
This was people helping each other.
Only on the humanitarian grounds.
Yeah. And you see on social media all of the blah, blah, blah about businesses and how they behave and everything. This is not true. It is just not true. This is imaginary stuff in people's heads. The reality was Mapei came to help. And other ground improvement companies came to help.
Absolutely.
And people will probably find this unbelievable. All of the companies agreed that they would share everything they had.
Yes, absolutely.
So, Mapei has the pumps, but so someone else doesn't have the pumps, but has some chemicals.
Yeah.
Mapei's, you can share our pumps.
Yeah.
Someone else, if they've got pumps, but they don't have
The
chemicals, you can use our chemicals.
Absolutely. It was all a joint team, big team effort that came through.
Yeah. And for me, that's one of the key lessons, is that when there's a real need, when people's lives are at risk, whether you're a company or a person, actually we're all humans and we work together. This is amazing. And I was so happy when Mapei were, we're in, and you came.
Yes.
And
we were all glad that, the rescue of those 41 people was successfully done. Everybody was out safely and alive. So that was all about it. Yes. The biggest achievement for the Indian tunneling industry and of course the global ones, because it was something we never imagined and we never hoped for.
Well, we hoped for it.
Yeah, but we never hoped to have such an incident.
Yeah.
So yes, and I'm sure you have had a very versatile global experience in dealing with such crisis.
I have.
And that is what, was a key anchor to get us through this.
It was interesting. I wondered really what I did, because as you know, I wasn't the boss.
Yeah.
You weren't the boss.
No.
Sometimes it wasn't very clear who was the boss, but we worked as a great team.
Yes.
And you hear so much about teamwork and leadership and things like that. But in the end, it's not so complicated at all. It's about you and me and all the other people who were there working so wonderfully together to achieve an outcome. So that was, it was fantastic. And that's not common.
Yeah.
Normally what I see when I attend a disaster is particularly men fighting one another.
Yeah.
And we weren't. And I asked the government afterwards, what did I do? And I was hoping they were going to say, Arnold, you're a fantastic engineer, or I don't know, whatever, something. They felt when they spoke to me that the one thing that I did was I helped everyone believe that we could do it.
Yes, you gave them hope, and that is something they really needed that time.
It was when I first arrived, everyone was very sad.
Absolutely, yes.
Yeah.
Yes. Yeah. And the biggest challenge after the rescue was to get that tunnel up and running again.
Yeah.
So Mapei was, I'm sure you must not be aware, but Mapei was involved in the post.
I'm aware. I've been back.
Oh,
Yeah, I went back. I had a look.
Oh.
Yeah, I wasn't allowed to take my camera because it's a little bit sensitive.
Yeah.
So I had a look, and I think it's a really good example of what construction chemicals can do.
Absolutely.
Because you didn't have rock, you just had a pile of stuff.
Yes.
Like the mountain had just collapsed. And I think even now, certainly when I was on site recently, the void that had extended up into the mountain that was still hollow,
Yeah.
I think about 40 or 50 meters.
Yes. That was approximately that much height.
Yeah. So just for people who are listening, we're talking almost a 10-story building,
Absolutely.
hollow up through the mountain, collapsing down onto us. And certainly from what I saw.
And spreading across the tunnel.
And spreading across the tunnel and, of course, killing you if you're in the wrong place at the wrong time. And what I saw when I was on site was you've reestablished.
Yes.
Basically, you've reestablished support.
Yes.
And
we were part of the, excavating the muck which had fallen with the main contractor.
Yeah.
We did supply the chemicals to get that excavation done. And recently only we successfully did the breakthrough. So the entire collapse zone has been cleared now and the tunnel will be up and running soon. The general construction sequence will be followed now and will be done.
Yeah, it was looking good when I saw it. And I could see it hadn't been rushed.
Yeah, we took it very slow.
Very, very small increments, which was important. And I think there's a big lesson in that for projects, that if you think you're going to save money by not doing it right the first time, think again, because the cost and effort to reclaim a tunnel when it's collapsed like that is enormous.
That's absolutely,
Yeah.
true. And having said that, I've heard that you have a piece of rock with you from the Silkyara tunnel. Is it true?
Yeah. Yeah. I carry it with me. I could have, it's back actually.
Oh, that's great.
But I normally, I carry it, and I carry it because, and in fact, during the rescue, and I'm not sure if you're at the meetings, I would have it in my hand.
Yes. I've seen
you've
it.
seen my rock, because I would, if this biscuit is the rock, I would say, this is real, right? This is not an imaginary game.
Correct.
And the rock would remind me that we need practical solution.
Absolutely.
And we're going to save 41 men.
Yeah.
And no one's going to get hurt with real rock. So how are we going to do that? So always I carry the rock. And also I find it gives me connection. So I'm a scientist, engineer, and I know all that stuff.
Yeah.
But I think in the underground, you need more. You need all those skills. You need the maths. You need the engineering. You need all of that. But you need to be aware of your underground environment. You need to be listening to it, touching it, smelling it.
Yeah, absolutely. With such great innovations coming in the underground industry as well as the construction chemicals from where I come from, we have been innovating so many chemicals that are being helpful or that will accelerate or aid to the tunneling industry. But the acceptance, the adaptability is still a little bit of challenge for the chemical industry, to push them. Just because it's something new doesn't mean that it is something not worth trying. But what's your take on it? Like, how can a construction chemical industry help improvise, improve, aid the tunnel construction?
I think it gets back to first principles. We don't have the technology today to support a mountain.
Absolutely.
Can't do it. It's not going to happen. So we could sit here and discuss our newest steel and we're going to build these arches, and it's nothing. We're talking mountains.
Yeah.
So what we really are doing is we're trying to help the rock do its natural job. We're actually just helping the rock do the support. And so construction chemicals in different ways allow us to medicate rock.
Oh, yes.
It's like we help it heal. for example. So if there's jointing that's a problem and might lead to a weakness, we can use special materials so that the jointing won't move. If we've got a water problem and there are solubility issues, we've got chemicals that can deal with that.
Absolutely.
You know, if we need to fire protect and for structural reasons, there's chemicals you can use to do that.
Cosmo Fire Protect, we did a couple of projects in India for the fireproofing. Now that's a very untouched subject in India, especially in the tunneling. Recently, yes, a few tunnels have gotten the fireproofing done.
Yep.
But yeah, many of them still do not. But I'm sure from where you come from, the global industries, they are taking provisions of the fireproofing.
Yeah, and it's very much done on an engineering analysis basis. And often I joke with people and say, we don't put fireproofing in because the tunnel is a sacred object. It's not like all worship the tunnel. That's not what it's about. It's about, in the unlikely event that we have a hydrocarbon fire, what are the structural risks and the consequences of that structural failure in that particular consequence? So in my experience, we'll see, say, fire protection, for example, going under a river.
Yeah.
Because we know that if we lose the structural support, the river will turn our road tunnel into a water pipe, which is not a good look. It might be that we're going through a particularly difficult fault zone with aquifers and things. And so
anything. Yes.
yeah, whatever it might be. So yeah, so I do it very much on a case-by-case basis.
Okay.
I know there are some salespeople
Yeah.
who will say you need to use it everywhere. I'm like, no, you don't need to use it everywhere, but it is a wonderful tool when you need it, and you should know that that tool is available.
Yes, absolutely.
Yes. Yeah.
So yeah, about that, we did a couple of tunnels in India, and we look forward to making a lot of more tunnels fireproof.
Yep.
So because these hazards can happen anywhere. And
Yeah. I think particularly in the urban context, often with the cut and covers,
yeah,
especially if they've got they're loaded from a structural point of view with buildings on them, you go that little bit extra to make sure that in the unlikely event you do have a fire in your tunnel, you don't collapse them.
yeah, that's true. And you protect the main primary lining.
Yeah. Yeah. So no, I think construction chemicals have for me, they're a major weapon in our campaign to make sure that our tunnels not only are built in the first place, but they last.
Yeah.
And I do see them like medication.
That's a very good term. I'll definitely inculcate it. Yes.
Yeah.
Medication for the rocks and the tunnels.
Yeah, because they just need help. They, when you go into as long as you understand in your mind that it's the rocks that are doing the work.
Absolutely.
Then you have to help them. How do you help them? You medicate them. You assist them in this task. The colloidals, I think you do.
Yeah, we have colloidal
silica.
Yeah.
I mean, the colloidal silicates. If there was ever magical chemicals, I mean, they are unbelievable. And if anyone hasn't seen how they work, just have a look. Take a sort of basically incompetent, sedimentary something, add some colloidal silicates, bang, you've got a very, very capable
consolidation.
Yeah, it's really good. Even for subsidence on the surface as well. I've seen them used very well where you've got the risk of foundation settlements. You get your colloidal silicates, and sure, I tell everybody I understand how they work, but secretly there's a bit of magic in there.
Yeah, colloidal silica is something new, something unexplored, and something magical, as you say. Yes.
Yeah. How, getting between the matrix of an existing solid, actually, the fact that it's so small that it can get through the fabric.
Absolutely.
Yeah, I think that's amazing.
Right. So we've known Arnold till now as a geologist, as a barrister we explored, as a tunnel guy. Something more to it now. I just came across to know that you're a writer too.
Yeah,
You cannot deny it. I have had
your book. You've read my book. Yeah, after Silk Yara, I was asked by a publisher to write a book.
Yep.
I'm not a book writer. I'm a truck driver. Yes, I'm a tunnel guy. And I said, why? Why do you want me to write a book? And they said, well, the Silkyara rescue is a beautiful story. And one of the elements of it, which is very strange, is why on earth is a truck driving farmer who's a tunnel guy from Mombok, Australia, invited by India to come and take part in a rescue in the Himalayas? How can it be that you even end up there? And so, so I wrote a book, and the book explains where I come from.
Okay.
The journey. And I think especially for young people who are often very fussy about their future. In 2026, I will take a job in this position. By 2030, I will, by 2035, at 2035 and a half. And so my book says, no, just live your life honorably and with
Doing your bit.
Work hard, study hard, make sure you have skill and have a good heart, and just follow the journey. And so somehow my journey winds me all the way up to the Himalayas for the rescue. And so that's the story of the book. It traces my life from when I don't come from an academic family. I come from a working family. I grew up in a small business like you see here on the streets in Mumbai. My family had me working in the business. I was cleaning the plates. I'm a working person's kid. So it traces that journey.
But you're doing a lot for the academic industry also. I heard about some training centers that you've been part of.
Pushing it hugely. Oh, yeah. So 2025 right now, the thing I'm pushing hugely in the world is I want every man and woman, boy and girl who's involved in building underground to not only think they know what they're doing underground, but to have competency. I want competency training before those kids go to a tunnel.
Hands-on training.
Hands-on training. So even if they're an engineer, so say, for example, Mapei's product is coming. On the Mapei product, there'll be instructions.
Absolutely, yes.
Probably 90% of the time, left to their own devices, the projects will not read those instructions properly. So as a company, it's important, and I know you do it, to say, look, this is special high technology. You are dealing, it might just look like a tin of something.
Yes.
There's been millions of dollars in research and development to create that, whatever it might be. You need to treat it like a medicine. When the doctor prescribes the medicine, this is the dosage, this is how you have to do it like that. And that's what's missing, I think, in the world at the moment, this conversion of intellectual to practical. And so I'm here in India right now, proudly, jointly opening with Minister Nitin Gadkari at MIT World Peace University in Pune, India's very first competency laboratory in conjunction with their tunneling course. So their engineers, when they come out, they know, ground treatment, four-poling, whatever it might be. I know about this.
That's amazing. That's the future of any nation.
Yeah.
So that's great effort, I must say. Yes.
That's why I'm here. As soon as I heard about it, I got on a plane because I said, it's not just that you're opening this laboratory. What this represents is the next step in maturity of the underground tunneling industry in India and for the world. And this is a remarkable and amazing achievement. So, I'm excited about it, really excited about it.
Right. So, talking about the Himalayan zones, as we discussed earlier, recently, just Near to that Selkyara, there is another big project going on in the Uttarakhand state, that is the RVNL project. In that, one of the packages is having a tunnel boring machine doing the excavation in the Himalayan geology. And recently, one of the TBMs did the breakthrough. The other one is about to do it.
Sunday night.
Oh, yes.
Yeah, Sunday night. I just had the TBM guys on the phone to me,
Okay.
actually. Yeah.
Yeah. So, very proudly to say, Mapei was a part of those two TBMs in supplying the tail seal grease and the other stuff. So, yes. Again, bringing me back to the question, what is your take on at one place there was a tunnel collapse through a NATM technology, and now this tunnel being successfully being excavated through a TBM. So, what is your advice to the tunneling industry, or the young budding tunneling guys like us, to take care or to take note of what to do and what not to do, in order to avoid such instances?
Yeah. So I don't think there's anything extraordinarily awful about Himalayan geology.
But they are
Actually,
tricky.
but they're tricky.
Yep.
Hello? Of course they're tricky. So we, as the professional people, that's why we're professional people. We are trained and required to deal with the geology.
Yeah.
It means that we have to be professional.
Yeah.
And that means right from the beginning. So we need a contract
Yeah.
that's fair.
Yes.
We need ground survey data so that at least we've got half a chance that our alignment is a good one or good enough.
Yep.
Independently of whether it's good enough, I'm absolutely confident we can deal with almost any conditions, because that's what we're in the business of doing. That's what we're trained to do. But to do that, you have to have the right people with the right equipment, including the right chemicals. But it requires the right people. So the wrong people running a TBM will be a disaster. It will get stuck, 100%. It will get flooding. It will get collapses. The wrong people with conventional tunneling, same. The right people with the right resources can do either. I think the success by L&T, and I visited the L&T project. And,
Oh, you did.
yeah, no, I've been there, and I think what I've seen of the work of L&T in that project, world class, absolutely. Well, I could be in India, I could be in Switzerland, I could be anywhere. A little different in detail. So, for example, in Switzerland, you would probably be driving a Kubota up the board.
Yeah.
But in India, you've got the auto rickshaw converted for underground use.
Ah, yes.
And I've got to say, I like the auto rickshaw. So there's the nuanced differences, but the quality, the attention to safety. I saw cross passage being built with a remote controlled robotic digger.
Yes.
Or all of these sorts of things made me feel such optimism for India.
Yeah, innovations yes.
Yeah.
Right.
So what I find difficult is that existing at the same time, not far away, are other projects which are awful. And so I think the challenge is, how do we, as a nation,
Yes.
how do we bring the standard of us all up? And I think part of that is contractual, because it must be very hard for companies that are quality focused, safety driven, producing a top tier result, to compete in the market with a company which is cutting costs and super low bidding. But I'll probably never understand that.
Yeah, and that's one thing we actually are facing a lot of challenges about. Like you mentioned, there have been low biddings, so there's a cutthroat competition. So companies like ours, Mapei, we are facing a lot of pushback, claiming that you're expensive. We do not want expensive. We have some cutthroat competition. We have some budget limitations. So we'll go for a chemical that is more pocket friendly to us, rather than buying who is a little bit high on the pocket. And rightly, just now you said that, preparing that box, it's same, but there are tons and tons of R&D going into that box. That's a cost. That R&D becomes a cost. And that is what chemical industries, not even just Mapei, there are other global chemical industries who are now being, facing that problem that yes, they are being expensive a little, but value for money. So what's your take on that, Arnold, that, do they really bring value engineering to the table or?
So this is interesting because if you use the medicine analogy, which I started with before,
Yeah.
India is also famous for non-branded pharmaceuticals. So I think it's like the sword is your own.
Yeah.
Actually, in a way, India's invented the non-branded.
Yes.
So I think the question is the chemical fit for purpose?
Yeah.
And
That's true.
if it's fit for purpose, it's fit for purpose. So I think for global company like your own
Yes.
in India,
Yes.
well, you have to dance to the Indian rhythm. And I would expect that the market here will be competitive because it's a very competitive market.
Yeah.
But your point of distinction should be the performance, that you can demonstrate that this product, even though it comes in the same size barrel,
Yes.
is different to something which says it's the same.
Same. Absolutely.
Yeah. And there's always a cost for that. And I just think that's part of the challenge of business. And and Big Pharma has taught the whole world that, of all the countries, I think that's fair.
Yes.
So, and I think as a company, you would think that's fair as well, because is it fit for purpose or not?
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
And we know your chemicals are, because we see them around the world doing the job. And so that would be the question for the client. Are you satisfied that it's fit for purpose?
Yeah. That's true. Moving ahead, from the tunneling industry to your experience in the geological aspect of it, to the Himalayan ranges, you bring a lot of global exposure to yourself. How do you see India in the next coming years as a booming tunneling industry? Because I'm sure the other nations you've been to, you've been a part of the tunneling association there as well. So how do you think is India going and in which direction? Like your comments?
I think India's at the crossroads right now. Right. So the need is now. So it's like the need of the hour is right now. And as a nation, India has to choose how it wants to proceed. So I know India has its indigenous defense capability.
Yeah.
And so it builds awesome nuclear submarines. It builds its own aerospace stuff. You've put a probe on the South Pole of the moon. You've got your Mars Explorer. You've got your big pharma. You've got your high tech. You've got your heavy industries. You've got companies like Jindal Stainless and others producing extremely high quality metal at a global scale. You've got your manufacturing, I think now producing, fourth largest producer of vehicles in the world.
Yes, I believe so. Yes.
So tunneling.
Yes.
If the government wants to, you are poised to become not just superpower generally, but a superpower in tunneling. And it's just a question of policy, because when I look to the rest of the economy, if the policy is to make this happen, it will happen. And I think it could. And I saw China in this position 20 years ago, and I was a little involved in a strategic plan for China.
Okay.
Look at them now. I mean, frankly, they are a world leader. I mean, the technology, the capability, the value for money, they've done amazing things. So can you.
Yeah, absolutely. Absolutely.
Yeah. Only you can do it quicker because it took them 20 years.
Yeah.
But you can go, okay, it took them 20 years, it's 2025. I reckon you could do it in 10. And I think that within 5, you could see significant advances here. So that would be cheaper tunneling,
Yep.
high quality,
Yep.
safe, and just booming as you enable your country.
Yes, it's true.
That's how I see it. Like to me, it's very clear. Just requires.
Yeah, the government's vision is also in line with what you
Yeah.
said. And yes, absolutely. We all are looking forward to it. Yes. And we are also looking forward to you being a frequent visitor to India in future as well.
Well, I'm going to be 100% because, again, little secret, which I confessed just earlier, my youngest son has married a Marathi girl.
Oh,
And so I think that makes me Indian. And
absolutely.
as soon as I get grandchildren,
Ah,
mate, I'm in. I'm in. So I think you'll find it very difficult to keep me away.
oh, absolutely. We love to keep you in the country.
Yes. And I know there's been a couple. Anyway, I think I'll be here a lot.
Absolutely. Always welcome.
Thank you.
And as we close the interaction here with Arnold Dix, he's here and he will be here for the industry, for the Indian tunneling. And we are always, always grateful for having him here with us. And on the closing notes, Arnold, just a few words on how you see, Mapei as a part of the tunneling industry. You've been with us throughout, like we've been a part of the conferences globally. Mapei has been a real contributor to the tunneling association. We've been a part of the WTC World Tunneling Congress every year. So how do you see Mapei participating, or your take on Mapei being a global partner for the tunneling industry?
From my perspective, most importantly, I see your products on site all around the world. Actually, that's the most important thing. I'm a practical guy. Any tunnel guy who drives trucks, in the end, the truth of it is your construction chemicals are used all around the world reliably. So so from my point of view, thank you, because they work. Right? So that's the first. And secondly, you play a very important role in our industry because you support us as an industry. So you support the gatherings, the conferences, the training. You actually don't just take, you actually give, and you give back to the industry. And for that, I'm enormously thankful.
Thank you.
But ultimately, it was the fact that when I picked up the phone and I said, help, I've got a problem in the Himalayas, could you come and help? You came.
Yes, I believe that, and that's what we are there for. Not just for supplying the chemicals, but yes, we're there at the job site to be there with the chemical, to support the chemical usage, and yes, to make the life easy for the tunnel guys. And that's all about it. And we thrive to do it day in and day out, and we will keep on thriving for the same way to be a part of this difficult and challenging tunneling industry. But that's what makes us what we are.
That's why we're all good friends. If this was easy, we get a different job.
Yes.
Yeah, we do great work together.
Absolutely. Absolutely. It was amazing having you here, Arnold. Thank you so much for taking out your time and giving us this hour of yours here today.
Thank you very much.
Thank you. Nice to have you.
Thank you.